Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm is the pinnacle and the perfection of what we've got from all the franchise of the 6 iterations that we've received of the Storm games. And out of Storm 1, 2, 3, Generations, Revolution, how has it all fared up? Well, you're now about to find out. Welcome to the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 review. Storm 4 is a complete overhaul of the entire series, updating everything that you know and love to the series, while also keeping that same gameplay and action that you love from since the first game of the series. Complete graphic overhaul as well as the cutscenes and animations in this game is just simply superb. It is some of the best in Storm to date and some of the best anime like fighters cutscenes that you're gonna get just period right now in this generation of consoles. Not to mention including characters as well that we've never seen before in the series like Jubito, Madara, Kaguya, Hanabi, and Boruto and Sarada. Not to mention as well that this is the conclusion of the manga itself, running from chapter 599 all the way to that pinnacle chapter 700. Now this is a thing going right into the story mode as well. If you've never seen any of Naruto before, Naruto Shippuden, or even have played any of the Storm games, do not start at Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 because you will be confused as hell. So honestly, only if you're a veteran of the Storm games or if you've seen the series up until now, then I would recommend you now playing this game's story mode. Which, let's jump into the story mode itself. Story mode cuts off literally right where Storm 3 did, apart from the filler ending that you got with Naruto and Tobi. Finding out this time that he actually gets to reveal his mask. He is actually Obito Uchiha, Kakashi's old friend that we saw in Kakashi Garden that got crushed under a boulder. Finding out that he's the mastermind of everything that's been going on in the 4th Great Ninja War, Naruto makes it his point to stop him and finally ends this war once and for all with some twists and turns along the way. One thing coming into the negatives of this, the biggest flaw of this is one of the annoyances in story mode is that they have anime still images from the actual anime series itself. Now you get the in-game cutscenes, which are absolutely beautiful and amazing and honestly the best part about the series itself. But one thing that really annoys me, which they never did this in any other of the Storm games apart from like the little spin-off series like Generations and Revolutions, they actually added this into the story mode. Now this is actually very annoying for the fact that you get to see these cutscenes and then you get to like only a snippet of beautiful cutscenes here and there only at the start of the game, while it picks up more when you don't have any anime material left to go on. Like it really does kind of take you out of like the mood when you keep seeing these still images, which really annoys me, which they did add some effects on it to make it look like a little bit different, but honestly they should have just added the anime cutscenes if they were just going to do this in the first place. Kind of feels like a little bit of a cut budget there, like saying like they wanted to save a little bit of money, but oh my god, they added so much into this game that was so worthwhile. You don't only just get the greatest fights that you get to see from like the last parts of the manga, but also as well you get other scenes where you get to have hack and slash events, you get to have the bit when you're running on the frogs. It's really cool and exhilarating. You get to run on walls there. They added so much into this game, even shooter elements into there, which honestly just makes it so much worthwhile, and you get a lot of bang for your buck in this game with a 10-hour story mode. Although that would be probably around about 8 hours to maybe 7 if you are a very veteran player Storm, and if you just skip the cutscenes itself, it would probably just end up to 5 hours in total. And also as well, it doesn't cover everything from the 100 chapters that they did miss out on. A lot of it does feel a bridge, but honestly for what they do in there, it's really well done and honestly enjoyable. The best part of this game itself is the Naruto versus Sasuke fight. My god, this is, and I will say this undoubtedly, is the perfect way that you're going to get the Naruto versus Sasuke fight. I don't think the anime is going to do it any better. That fight beyond there was perfect. My god, there are so many great moments in this game right now, and especially the boss fights are just sheer perfection. We do have to talk about the PC version, which its frame rate is absolutely disgusting. Unfortunately, as I've seen actual like images and like gameplay of the PC version is poorly optimized and is not very good, and honestly I would not recommend you getting the PC version, but either going for the Xbox One or the PS4 version. Even on the PS4 version I did notice the frames being dropped only twice, but nothing to the abysmal of what the PC version people are going to have to go through. It isn't that bad, not to mention as well they do kind of skip through some material and even add their own filler events as well into the story as well, although not as harmful as well. You can definitely tell that they were trying to stretch out the game in some points, and they're like, we haven't got a lot to work with like the amount of material we've got here, let's add a little filler fight here, let's extend this scene here more than it was. It's definitely noticeable at like very parts, even if you're not well versed in that part of the series right there, you can definitely notice it. Now let's talk about everyone that wants to know about this, the versus and online mode. Online mode, you get 2 rounds to have against your opponent, and I got to say, really adds up a lot of more strategy and gameplay, as if you may lose the first round, doesn't mean that you're going to lose the second one. You can be able to turn it around and then get that third round since you know all your opponent's strategies, knows your weakness. Although, one thing you've got to keep in consideration as well, you may have taken the round, but your health isn't going to return back to normal. You will keep the health that you had from the first round, so if you did very bad the first round but still managed to get it by a little bit of pinch, he can still, like, your opponent can still come around and attack you right there and then. Not to mention as well, you have many access as well to having ranked battle, player battles, tournaments, leagues. You have all the different kind of situations. Although I say one of the annoying things about this is that you do not have a spectator mode like they did have in Revolution, and that filler is a little bit of a step back from what we had in the previous games. I'm sure that's probably my limitations as well, that they couldn't do that without how much they were optimizing the game, or maybe they couldn't do that due to time constraints. If you're just going to be playing solely online, you're not going to be playing too much with friends, and that's fine, but if you want to watch your other opponents' matches, then that kind of is a little bit annoying. And also as well, having the biggest roster in the entire series to date. Oh my god, there are so many characters you can have from many different iterations of Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, all of the Konoha 11, all the Kages, Madara, Obito, Hanabi, Hyuga. You have a bunch of characters, even characters like you get to see their versions of from the last, and even not to mention as well, you even get Boruto and Sarada from Boruto the movie. I honestly put a lot of love and care into this game, and honestly, I'd say it's probably the most honest Storm to date, and honestly, it's been an absolute treat, and to see that this is the final Storm game, it's been an absolute pleasure going throughout every single game, going from Storm 1 to Storm 2 to Generations to 3, Revolutions, and to 4. Although, at to this point, I'd say Storm 1 was the best looking. Storm 4 easily outweighed that and completely destroys that, as it's now the best looking Storm game out of them. Although, personally, I think Storm 2 has the best story mode. I can definitely say this is probably going to be the best Storm game out of them all, and definitely CyberConnect 2 should really tip their hats off. They did a great job with this one, and honestly, I think that people are going to love this game for absolute forever, because it's such a fun and blast to enjoy. And honestly, my final score for this game, for all the material that is in and a lot of the stuff you have in there, is a full out 9 out of 10. Great game, although poorly optimized on the PC, I can't forget that, and a few issues with story pacing, and not to mention the anime still images does take you out. The stuff that you do get in this game is absolutely fantastic, and I think every person that is a fan of Storm is just going to be enjoying the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, the stuff that we haven't even seen in the anime yet, seeing those chapter 700 beautiful moments. Video doesn't end here. Don't forget you can challenge me as well on PSN as well on Naruto Storm 4. I'm pretty good with my setup right now with Sasuke, Jubito, and not to mention as well the Mizukage, so you can hit me up on Savagezweipanda and we can have a blast on there, and I'd easily challenge all you guys to a match. I'll be ready for you. I'll see you guys on Storm 4. And thank you very much for watching. As always, want to see more video game reviews like this, then you hit up that subscribe button like a good little boy or girl. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Panda, and I'll see you guys next time.